So, how did you grow up? How did you grow a love for hip hop and ultimately start producing beats?
I started out rhyming, like, you know what I'm saying, like way back in the day. Like I was heavily influenced by. I think one time I used to steal all the time, and I stole a Nas tape. You remember back in you remember when tapes was out? You know what I'm saying?
For sure, you know it.
Yeah, and I stole a Nas tape, and hearing the way he rhymed just like amazed me. So
Right.
like it really inspired me to try to rhyme. And I was already like dabbling with the pen, but I started rhyming. But kind of what happened is like back then is like everybody was in groups, and a couple people that I tried to work with out of Louisville and stuff like that. They wanted me to be part of their group for me to be able to record and get beats, and I just wasn't really with all that.
Right.
So I'm kind of a go-getter, so I just found a way to start making beats on my own and purchase a little drum machine, and the rest is history, you know.
Okay. So when you were growing up in your household, did anyone in your immediate family show any interest in doing music?
Nah, not doing music, but the the interesting thing is that when I was a kid, my father would turn me on, and this is gonna sound like a typical story, but my father would turn me on to like old like funk records and Parliament, Brothers Johnson, just dude like dudes like that, Daryl Hall and John Oates and Daryl Hall whatever. But and we used to just sit and listen to music. He would just sit and just vibe out the music. So I got my mind wrapped around music, around the beat, and I always stayed on the one and the two, the kick and the snare. That's what always caught my attention.
Okay. So you would say you caught on to those type of things early on when you were listening to music with your father,
even knowing it. It's like I just caught on to it. Yeah.
Okay, so what exactly is your ethnicity, and how big was your family growing up? Were you the only child, or you got brothers and sisters?
No, I'm definitely an only child.
Okay.
And I'm Korean and black.
Okay.
An only child, so school was awkward for me because I went to. I was in the odd bunch in Radcliff. Like everybody in Radcliff went to the cool school, which was Radcliff Middle. I went to Vine Grove, which is out in the country.
Oh, so you went to Vine Grove Elementary?
Yeah. I was like, but I would always go to like the dances that Radcliff Middle would have. I would always go to those dances.
Yeah, back in the day, it was kind of easy to slide to those different things back in the day.
Yeah,
Plus, we had friends all over with with the community being small. Although you probably lived in Radcliff, your school district was in Vine Grove.
Yeah, you can move around. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can move around. So yeah, that's cool. So growing up half black and half Asian, was it difficult to be accepted in the social circles?
Yeah, I mean, it was because I always got hit with the Asian jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had to get real good at making friends and always being able to kind of curve that because it used to irritate me, but it was what it was.
Did you get any? Did that cause you to get into any kind of fights back in the day?
Nah. Because I usually curved it pretty well. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty cool. Like I got along with everybody. Everybody fucked with me. You know what I'm saying? But every now and then somebody was like at the pool. They would slide in the Asian joke.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it was it's all love though.
Okay, cool. So what was life like in 1988 when you left America and you went to live with your grandmother in Korea? And how long were you there? And what type of influence did that experience have on your musical talents while you were there?
So to go to Korea in '88, was pretty different and wild because, I lived in 3 different parts in Korea. I was there for about 5 months.
Okay.
And one was in Seoul, which was a city. The other part was like in the projects with my cousin. And then the most influential part of the trip was living with my grandmother who lived in the mountains.
Okay.
And so like I got to see when my mother grew up. And you always, that old story of your parents saying, I used to have to walk, so many miles.
To go, yeah.
I actually got to see where she had to walk. My mother really did have to walk through like mountain territory to get to school.
Yeah. And
I saw them live off the land. There's no electricity. It was none of that. So it was kind of a culture shock. And you literally, when you go out there, you just see how people have adapt.
Right.
And that's kind of what I got out of it. It's like, damn, like these people out here living with no TV.
So it kind of changed you a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of like if these people can adapt to this, then, maybe I should, at a young age, I was even thinking about it like, damn, maybe I need to learn something from it.
Right. So what was their musical culture like out there?
At that time, I didn't. They listened to a lot of American music, believe it or not. Yeah, a lot of '80s music. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm sure they probably had that because you have those military bases that are over there too. So they have those American soldiers who come over there, so they get turned on to that type of stuff. You know. So growing up, what type of music did you listen to, and does that music, the music that you grew up listening to, did that influence the music that you decided to produce and the way you produce music?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you take it back to like the '80s, like. You know, because like when it comes to hip hop, I'm a '90s head. You know what I'm saying? The golden era, whatever you want to call it. But just music overall, like I grew up in the '80s, so I grew up in that whole '80s genre of music of MTV and all these, you know, big wild hair band groups and things like that. You know, and that music definitely influenced me because a lot of the '80s music was either like a lot of feelings or it was a lot of like just party shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I kind of drifted to the feeling side of music. So when I got to a point where I started producing a lot of my, it's like I didn't really try to make music without a purpose. You know what I'm saying? The beats that I made kind of had like some type of energy to it. It wasn't just like blank.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you know, so that those two eras definitely affected me a lot.
Okay. So the high school that you went to North Hardin, right? Yeah. Okay, what type of classes did you gravitate to while you were in school? History, math, science?
Man, I gravitated to AIM.
To AIM? I think everybody had that experience.
Anybody who don't know what AIM is, it's basically in-school suspension.
Oh, man, I hated that.
I gravitated to AIM and Saturday school because I was always in trouble. Like, I was always late for class or whatever, so I was always in AIM and I was always going to Saturday school.
So that just messes up my next question. So that definitely lets me know that you didn't play in the band.
Never played in the band.
So, but did you learn to play any instruments, and who taught you how to play instruments?
Nah, I taught myself, man. Like and I don't really know how to play instruments, but I play by ear. I know how to play what I'm trying to play. Right. I know how to find the notes and put it together.
Okay. As a producer, you're able to, make that happen and everything. Okay, cool.
For sure.
So was it, at North, was there a big hip hop presence while you were there? And were you a part of it? I know you were part of that hip hop presence.
Yeah, I mean,
you were spitting. You stole the Nas tape.
Yeah, facts. I don't know how big of a presence it really was in the school. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely remember when me and Dre used to run around and just like freestyle with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we was both black and Korean, so they would always put us on the spot.
Oh, Dre Hayes. Shout out Dre Hayes. He got the barbershop. Be doing his thing. He cut Ross hair, right?
Definitely don't shout him out.
Oh, okay.
He's a goofball.
Okay, you know cool. Well, my bad. But okay, I know you talking about. I know Dre Hayes.
No, that's something between me and him. But, it's all love, though. But, I mean, he's still a little bro. You know what I'm saying? He just fucked up on his business. But anyway. But just to keep it 100, me and him used to rhyme, and if I'm being, you know, just keeping it all the way real, like he was one of the when we was in AIM together one time, he passed me a note and it was like bars. He was rapping, right, and it was like we was battling on paper, and I was like, oh, okay, I could write a rhyme, and that was the first time I ever wrote a rhyme. Really, not even trying to be a rapper, but just you know, fucking with him. Right. And it actually was dope. And then me and him started rapping together. And we started going to little studio, like home studios and recording little records with this dude named Alex. Used to call him Al Poppy. I don't know if you know.
No, I never met Al Poppy. He's from Knox? Oh, but you know what? I get to that part, but I don't remember him, but I remember being a shorty. And he stayed on Chaffee, I want to say. The main street, as soon as you pulled into Van Voorhis. There used to be a studio there. And the only reason why I know is because we'll get to that later. It's because the youth center. So the youth center.
So me and him used to rhyme, and like I said, people used to hit us up and stop us like in school and be like, yo, spit this, yo, do that rap. You know what I'm saying? And we used to spit our bars, and people was dope. That's kind of how, you know, it was like, yo, I should probably stick to this because I'm all right.
Right. That's what's up. So after graduating high school, was college a part of your plan, or did you knew early on that just wasn't, you know, something that you was interested in?
That wasn't in my design for real. You know what I'm saying? My household didn't really push college or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like, I really didn't have a ton of guidance, you know, graduating high school or whatnot. It was just just graduate high school, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So for me, graduating high school, it put me in a situation where I didn't really know what to do. So I kind of just got stuck out there and got caught in the crossfire and was just like living from couch to couch. Not, because I got kicked out at 17. I was getting in so much trouble. My pops was like, yo.
Got the ride.
You got to go, man. Here's a trash bag. Give me the keys to your car. You don't got no car no more. Just go ahead and bounce and don't come back. And like my pops held true to his word. Like he never... I tried to go back one time. He was like, hell no.
Not coming back here. That sounded like when my pops told me back in the day when I used to get in bullshit. He told me, he was like, listen, I did 20 years in the military. You think I'm finna give up anything I got for you doing something stupid? He's like, you crazy.
My pops pulled a shotty on me.
All right.
Like, I was like, yo, he's not fucking around.
Right, he's not playing that at all.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay. So that was it. And I never went back. But, that made a man of me, though.
Right, that's what's up.